Welcome to English Study Stories. Today we have another emotional and powerful real-life style story in simple English to help you grow your vocabulary and practice listening. Before we begin, please subscribe to the channel to support this project. Now, let's start today's story. I wasn't welcome. My name is Daniel Price. I am 41 years old. I live in Denver, Colorado. And for a long time, I felt invisible. Not only invisible. Unwanted. Unwelcome. This is the story of the year that changed my life. The year people tried to push me away. And the year I discovered something that shocked everyone. Including myself. Normal life, before everything went wrong. For most of my life, I was quiet. Calm. Simple. The kind of man who does his job, pays his bills, and doesn't create problems. I worked in warehouses for years. Moving boxes. Checking inventory. Doing night shifts. I was never a star employee. I wasn't fast. I wasn't charming. I wasn't the guy everyone invited for drinks. But I was consistent. I showed up. I worked. I tried. When my old warehouse closed, I had to start over. I needed a job fast. And that's how I ended up at West Point Logistics, a big, cold warehouse at the edge of the city. I didn't know it at the time. But that place would test me more than anything before. The first day, the look they gave me. The first day I walked in, people stared at me. Not curious. Not friendly. Just judging. Some whispered. Some laughed quietly. Some didn't even hide the bad looks. At first, I thought it was my clothes. Or maybe I walked funny. Or maybe I was just imagining it. But no. I wasn't imagining anything. During lunch, I sat at an empty table. Two guys came with their food trays, saw me sitting there, and immediately turned around to sit somewhere else. No hello. No smile. Not even eye contact. I felt a cold pressure in my chest. Like I wasn't supposed to be there. But I needed the job. So I kept going. Small things. That became big. Little by little. Things got worse. They ignored me. When I asked a question, nobody answered. They avoided me. People walked around me like I had something dangerous. They blamed me. If something went wrong, somehow it was my fault. One afternoon, I heard one of the supervisors say under his breath, "Why would they hire someone like him? Someone like me?" What did that even mean? I wanted to ask. But I was afraid of the answer. The event, the box that changed everything. The warehouse kept high-value items. Electronics. Medical devices. Rare tools. Even small expensive machines used in hospitals. One night shift, I was doing my usual rounds when I found a box on the floor. It wasn't normal. It wasn't in the system. It wasn't labeled. It was just sitting there, like someone had put it there on purpose. I picked it up. It felt light, too light, but when I shook it gently, something moved inside. I scanned it. The scanner beeped red. Item not recognized. Not registered. Not stored anywhere. A cold feeling crawled up my spine. This wasn't an accident. Someone put it there to be found? And that someone wanted a problem. The accusation. The next morning, 3 supervisors called me into the office. They asked, "Where were you last night at 1:40 a.m.? What were you doing near Section D? Why did you pick up that box?" My mouth went dry. I told them the truth. That I found it on the floor. That I scanned it. That the system didn't recognize it. They exchanged looks. Cold. Sharp. Unpleasant. One of them leaned forward and said, "We know what happened, Daniel." My heart dropped. Boxes don't move on their own. And this is not the first time we've had missing items. Missing items? I had never touched anything that wasn't part of my job. But they didn't believe me. Or maybe they didn't want to believe me. I walked out of that office shaking. My hands were cold. My throat tight. My stomach burning. I knew then. They were trying to fire me. The secret, the reason they didn't want me there. For days, the tension grew. People whispered more. Supervisors watched me. Even workers who never talked to me now stared every time I passed. And then, one night, I overheard something that froze my blood. 2 workers were talking near the back of the warehouse. They didn't know I was there. Their voices were low but clear enough. One said, "Why would they hire the brother of the inspector? That's asking for trouble." The other answered, "They didn't know. Nobody knew. But once they found out, everyone freaked out." Inspector? Brother? What were they talking about? I stepped closer quietly. My heart was pounding. Then I heard it. His brother is the one investigating the missing medical machines. If Daniel finds out who did it, we're all screwed. I felt the world stop. My brother, my older brother, the one I hadn't spoken to in years, the one who worked for the State Department, the one who inspected warehouses for fraud. Suddenly, everything made sense. I wasn't welcome. Because they were hiding something? Because someone was stealing? Because someone was laundering items? Because someone thought I was there to expose them? But I wasn't. I just needed a job. I didn't even talk to my brother anymore. But they didn't know that. To them, I was a threat? And threats must be removed. The twist, what they didn't expect. I didn't sleep that night. Or the next one. Or the next. Should I report it? Should I tell my brother? Should I talk to the supervisors? I was scared. Really scared. This wasn't a small thing. These people were dangerous. Then, one night, everything exploded. I was moving inventory when I saw two workers near a pallet. They thought they were alone. They opened a large crate and pulled out 5 small machines, machines used in hospitals, worth thousands of dollars. My chest tightened. My hands shook. They were stealing, right in front of me. And then one of them turned around and saw me. His eyes widened. His face changed. He whispered to the other man. "It's him. The inspector's brother." Everything inside me froze. I thought they would attack me. I thought they would hurt me. But instead, they ran. Full speed. Out the back door. Disappearing into the dark. They left the stolen machines right in front of me. I called security. Shaking. Barely breathing. The police came. Supervisors came. Managers came. And when I told them everything. When they saw the machines. When cameras confirmed the two workers. Everything changed. Everything. The consequence, from unwanted to respected. The next morning, the general manager called me into his office. Not the small supervisor office. The big one. With windows. With real furniture. He looked embarrassed. "Daniel, we owe you an apology." I didn't say anything. I didn't trust my voice. "We misjudged you. We treated you poorly. And you saved this company from a major disaster." I nodded slowly. Not angry. Just tired. Then he said something I didn't expect. "We want you to stay. We want to offer you a new position. Safety supervisor." I blinked. Once. Twice. Me. A supervisor? But I accepted. Not because I wanted power. Not because I wanted revenge. But because I finally understood something. It wasn't personal. People fear what they don't understand. People reject what they don't know. People judge without facts. They didn't hate me. They hated what they thought I was. The reflection, the lesson I learned. Today, I walk through that warehouse with confidence. People greet me. They respect me. They treat me like a part of the team. And I learned something important. Sometimes you are not welcome because people are afraid of who they think you are. Not who you really are. Sometimes the rejection has nothing to do with you. Sometimes the cold looks hide fear. Sometimes the silence hides guilt. Sometimes the distance hides insecurity. If you feel unwelcome somewhere, don't break yourself trying to fit in. Don't destroy your self-worth to earn approval. Just keep working. Keep walking. Keep being who you are. Because one day, the truth comes out. And when it does, everything changes. Thank you for watching this story. If it touched you, please subscribe to English Study Stories to get more emotional and powerful stories to practice English every week. Now, watch this video again. Pause after each sentence. Repeat the sentence out loud. This method is called shadowing, and it helps you improve your English by training pronunciation, rhythm, speaking confidence, listening skills. The more you repeat, the faster you will improve. A recommended video has been left for you to continue learning.